Hello and welcome to Massell Creations. We're gonna have some fun today. I'm gonna try and make some watermelons. This is actually gonna take us a couple of days just because we're gonna do it in a couple of layers, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want to do it. But my nails were my inspiration, and I found these adorable molds at Dollar Tree when I was there a couple of weeks ago. And so I thought, I'm going to try and make these into keychains. I bought their flamingos last year and was able to make flamingo keychains, and they turned out super cute. So I betcha we can make some watermelons. So what I have is I have an acrylic paint marker, and I have gone around and painted. There's a little bit of a raised edge right there. You can see where I've already painted it white, where the rind is at. And then in every little watermelon seed, I'm putting just a little line of white just to give that a little bit of a highlight. And I've done all of them except for this last one. I was just going to do it with you. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. That's why I went ahead and did them all before I turned the camera on. All of them but this last one. There we go. So we just add a little bit of white to every little seed. And then I have gone ahead and mixed up some black resin, and I just have Let's Resin mica powder, and I added it to my resin and mixed up, oh man, less than an ounce. I have my resin in gallon jugs, and it's got the little squirt doofitchies on top, and I just did 2 of 8 and 2 of B, so it should be just under an ounce. Okay, they're close enough. And I think part of the reason I've been stalling on this, I've had this for, oh my gosh, weeks. My trimmers are pretty bad. Today they're not too terribly bad, so I think we're going to be okay. And so my lines are, and you can see them, they're not perfect. I got outside the line. Heck, I even had paint clear up here on top of the mold, let alone inside the mold outside of the lines. I had it clear up on top. And, you know, I decided, you know, it doesn't matter. This is, resin work is never perfect. Resin has a mind of its own, and it's going to go where it wants to, when it wants to. It's going to do what it wants to. We have an idea and we have a goal, and I'd say most of the time we can usually get that accomplished, but not always. And you know what? We're human, and it's okay not to be perfect. So I decided I'm just going to do it. And then doing all of these little seeds, these are going to be tedious because because I do have tremors so bad. And the more careful I try to be, the worse they get. And I'm probably going to be shaking pretty bad by the time I'm done with these. But I think it's going to be absolutely adorable. So my thought process is that I'll do these in black with the little white highlight. And then I want to try, I'm going to paint the pink over top of the seeds next, after the black dries. This is my thought. I wish I could ask for your opinion, but it'll be too late by then. I think it'll work. Anyway, we're going to pour the flesh of the watermelon next. And then when that is dry, I'm going to pour the green, the rind, and not only at the top up here, but I'm also going to pour it just over the whole thing. And I'll make it, a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch thick, just thick enough for it to be a keychain. And I know that watermelon slices don't have green on the back of them. I get it. But once you pour resin up to that white line and then the green on the other side of that white line, there's no way to keep them separated after that, because I mean, you can pour them as best you can, but they're gonna combine on the back once you get above that little ridge. So I thought, you know, it's gonna be easier to do the pink and then just pour the green over the whole thing. So that's what we're gonna do, and it'll be fine. They'll be adorable. I know it. You do want to make sure that you give your paint plenty of time to dry. You can use, they have fine tip markers. I just didn't have one, and I didn't want to stall anymore because I have stalled long enough. And I believe this video is coming out on the first day of summer, so this is a perfect day to do these. So hopefully you're all having a wonderful summer. I work for a school district, so we're running summer school right now, but it's definitely slower, so it's a little more relaxing during the summer. Although with all the storms that we've had lately, that hasn't always been the case. Tuesday we had a storm roll through with 101-mile-an-hour wind gusts out at the airport, so that was crazy. And I had a garage sale, or I tried to have a garage sale Saturday. They said there was supposed to be 10% chance of rain. I started it at 7-ish, and by 8:30 I was in the rain, pouring rain, picking up all my garage sale stuff and putting it in the boxes. I just left all the clothes out there, and they all are being washed, and I'll just take them to the church or something and donate them somewhere. I don't know if I'll try this again. I forgot how much work garage sales are. I'll go, but I don't know if I'll have another one. All right, I'm going to put you on fast forward so you don't have to sit here and watch me do 900 little dots. And then when we come back, we will pour the pink over top of the black and then the green on top of that. So we will be right back. Okay, these have dried. I'm so excited. I think these are going to be stinking cute. All right, I have taken some resin and I have dolled it up. So what we have in here is, I have some Roleo, and this is blush. And then to this, I don't know why I put this away. Let's see if I can get it down without dropping it. I have added some iris pink glitter. I believe I got this on Amazon. Super sparkly. So it has that darker pink color, which I think totally vibes with watermelon, and it's gonna have a shimmer to it. So I'm hoping that shimmer will make it look like a wet slice of watermelon. I'm gonna go ahead and spritz these. Oh, I don't know if I should have done that with that paint. I guess we'll find out. And remember, we only want to fill up the watermelon portion of that. We don't want to go on the top half of that, because that's where we're going to put the green. Yikes. I do want to get this as full. Oh no, that one's overflowing. See it? That's going to be a problem. This one's overflowing. Dadgummit. So I'll go in and clean those up, and then the problem that looks like we might have is I can see the black dots through this, so that pink is going to be super thin, super you're going to see the green through the next layer, and I didn't really want that, so I don't know that I have a choice, because I don't know how to build those up without messing them up. You know what I mean, Vern? I think you do. Dang it. All right, I'm going to clean the tops of these out where the rind is supposed to be. We're going to let this cure, and I think we're just going to leave it, and hopefully it'll be thick enough to, maybe we'll just use a really light green behind it. I'll find a super light green, and we won't need to make them very thick, so maybe we'll be all right. But I'm going to go ahead and clean these up, and then when we come back, we'll pour the green. All right, we are back with the last stage of this. I have went ahead and mixed up some Roleo, and this color is Fur Buds Green. And I drug out the box that these came in because I've had a couple people ask where I get them. And this, I think it's more like a little sample pack of their colors. And they come like this. But that drives me crazy because you can't see the color. So I always flip them upside down. And then I can see what color I'm actually dealing with. So this is the arrangement of the colors that comes in this set. And they're calling it the pastel set of mica powders from Rolio. And I'll put a link to it. I don't get paid. Nobody sends me free samples of anything. I pay for everything. So I'm not sponsored by Rolio. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I am not big enough for that. So I'm a one-man show. I do it all on my own, which is fine because that way I get the chance to be brutally honest with whether or not I like things, and I'm not afraid to tell people what I really think. Get that from my grandmother. All right. So these are from the watermelon color, the pinkish red. These are all the little extras that I got. I got turtles and some of these pretty little butterflies. So they turned out super cute in that pinkish color. And we'll do something with those later. And now for these. So what I did do is I went around and the edges that it was overflowing a little bit, I let most of that dry. And then I just picked it out of there. You have to be super careful to make sure you hold down the edges of that white right here. Make sure you hold that down as you're peeling it away from here, because it wants to peel that white up off of the mold. So just be sure that if you overflow yours as well, hold down that wherever the last piece is that you'll be taking out of the mold, hold it down right there so that it doesn't lift that up. Here is our alcohol ink, and I am going to go ahead and give these a little spray so that hopefully we don't get any bubbles. And I don't want these are ice trays. I don't obviously want them that thick. But I want them between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. So we're going to just put a little bit in each one. And then we'll see how much I have left, and then we'll go from there. I think these are going to be super cute. My biggest concern is whether or not you're going to be able to see that pink, or if I poured it too thin. And I'm not going to have enough to do all these. Nope, I'm going to be short too. That's okay. I'll mix up just a little bit more, and I'll come back and top these off, and then we will be back on demold. All right, these are done. Let's see what they look like. Should you pop these right side back out? Oh, they're not as pink as I was hoping. They're cute. I mean, you can tell what they are. See how thin that is? So how do we make that pinker? Pinker? More pink? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, darn it. What do you guys think? Maybe I should have made the pink more opaque. Is that the word I'm looking for? Where you can't see through it. So some of these are thicker than others. I figure if they're not thick enough for a keychain, I can put a magnet on the back of them. I didn't want them so thick that they were, you know, awful for keychains. You don't want a keychain that thick. That would have been crazy. Ooh, this middle one's tough to get out. I guess I could always try and color, put some marker on there. I'll lose my shimmer, but I can get more of a pink. Let's try that on one. Why not? That's a little pinker than I really want. That was actually probably just about right. Let's try it. It can't hurt, right? Let's try it on one of the thin ones. So I think what I want to do is just go around the edge, or around the... Oops, that might make it really dark. If we don't like it, we can always wipe it off, right? Great. you are definitely going to lose your glitter that we put in there. I think the answer might be to add more mica powder so that you cannot see through it at all. Or, I hadn't thought about it, we could always paint the mold. Oh, I like that much better, I think. Ain't no thinking, I like that way more better. It'll take a couple coats to get it to cover, but it's definitely more pink. And then I could just put a top coat of UV resin on it and add some diamond dust to it to make it shine again. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because it's either that or this. Or maybe I'll do some of each. You guys let me know what you think. Oops, hang on. Okay, so we have the two different kinds. Which one do you like better? I'm going to wait and let you guys help me decide what to do with them. Do I go ahead and put the pink marker on them? Or do I leave them with the glitter? What do you think? I've been working outside. Sorry, I should have scrubbed my hands better. All right, I'm going to let you guys tell me what you think. And then that's what I will do. But in the meantime, I can go ahead and put, do we want gold? Oh, actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? It's this color here. Yep. And then we have some of these magnets. And I just, oh my gosh, it's sticking to that. Do we want it as a tack? Is that too big for a tack? Oh, for gosh sakes. That's a pretty big tack. Yeah, probably not. So let's just do some glue on the back of this. I'm just going to use some of this super glue. And it always is so hard to open. Oh no, I thought that's what it felt like it did. Oh no. Well, good thing this is almost gone because this one's shot. Just drop that right on the back of there and let that dry. Dang it. Yep, that one is shot. Shoot. Shot, shoot. Shoot, it's shot. Let's do these three thinner ones. Since I have it open, oh, dadgummit. Just push it down really good. And then make sure when you set them to the side to dry that you set them apart enough that they're not going to magnetize to each other. And that they're not going to magnetize to any of your tools that are laying around. That would also be bad. And then I'm going to wait and hear what y'all have to say about coloring. And let's go ahead and drill these out. Let's see, do we want them hanging this way or this way? I think we want them this way. It's my little turntable that I have with all of my keychain stuff in it. I showed a video on this, a short on how I made all of these. So if you want to see that, you can, I'll put a link to it down below. But these are the keychains that we're using. And these are the eye screws that go with them. And my gold ones, I got a thing of them there. And if you need them bigger, I have bigger ones there. And then my silver ones. Whoops. My tassels are getting out of control here. And then all I do is take my pliers, hang on to that real tight. We're going to grab the super glue that we screwed up. Oh my gosh, it's sticking to me. We're going to put just a dollop on the end of that. There we go. And screw it in there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I like my keychains to go front to back, because then when you look at it, you see less of the eye screw, versus if it was going this way, you'd see more of it. And then we just take the keychain, attach it on there like that. And there we go. And you can always add a little trinket, or I could add a little, I like that pink. I think this is too dark. I don't think I'll ever get that back on there. And then I have all of these little charms. You could add charms to it. You can add whatever you want to it. I'm not gonna put that on there because that makes it look. There we go. That would be better. Where's the one that I painted? Oh, there it is. Like I said, I'll go over that with some UV resin and add some crystal to it. All right, so what do you think? Painted or not painted? It's a good question. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. As soon as I get your votes on what to do, I will finish these up. Or if you guys don't vote, maybe I'll just do them half and half and put them on my Etsy store and see what happens. So until next time, I appreciate you being here, and we will see you next round. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.